and welcome to If Politicians Told the Truth, the show that looks at what politicians would say if they told the truth. Hello, I'm here with the Finance Minister, and we're talking about the recent financial crisis. So, you recently said that people should stop spending money on non-necessary items. Why exactly did you say this? Well, I mean, our country is going to be in a recession. We need to strike back now before something, because we're in a recession now, and we really need to. People need to stop spending money on all these frivolous things, that have no meaning. Yes, but don't you, in fact, will have, a large house which you used government funds to purchase? You used your salary as a government minister to pay for? Yes, I do. Yes, but that's got nothing to do with it in my mind. But how exactly does you spending millions on these pointless, frivolous things equate to a single person spending a lot of the time nothing? Because there are a lot of people who actually living at hard lives. So you're suggesting to people that they don't treat themselves now and again, while you are treating yourself every single minute of the day? Yes, I am saying that, yes. But what's the difference between you, doing that and them just now and again? Well, basically, I'm really rich, which means that I can afford to do this. But see, that's not actually how an economy works, is it? Yes, but you see, I'm really rich, so I don't really care about the economy. You don't care about the economy? No. To be honest, all I care about is making the money, and I've made the money now. So as long as you continue to purchase items that I have from companies that I have shares in, I'm really fine with it. Yes. That's another thing I'd like to talk about. So recently, when you were government minister, you had shares before the financial crisis in multiple companies that then went on to be one of the leading causes of the financial crisis. So I'm wondering, how exactly can you argue about the financial crisis when you are kind of partially responsible? You profited off these companies pushing people, and I have a record here. You actually sold your shares when the government was about to announce the fact that the company was going bankrupt and that they wouldn't be helping them. Yes, I did, and yes, I did, yes. So, well, don't you think that's a bit wrong? In a way, maybe, but mainly I was focused in on, actually not caring what effect it would have. Yes, because you then stabbed them basically in the back, really, because you said that they deserved to be shut down. They'd caused all our problems, and now you're saying that we, the general public, have caused the problems? I mean, how exactly do you argue that? I mean, there's a couple of million people here. That's a little bit more than me. Yes, but if I bring up your entire spending over every year, so every year you spend around 50 million on small sort of stuff. And every year or so, your expenditure grows to around 200 million. So you're comparing a single person who with one stroke could cut 200 million from frivolous expenditure, and you're comparing that to everyone else who could cut maybe a million or 2 million. You're missing the point, though. I'm in the position whereby I don't have to borrow from people or anything like that. I can just spend it. But you see, you did borrow. What? You did borrow. You borrowed from multiple people, and then you paid it off when you took massive amounts of money from the government. So essentially what you're saying is these people have to stop borrowing from banks and borrowing from people and spending money, or they can join the government, make loads of money, and then pay off any debts they have, and basically become millionaires. In what some people would say is an unlawful way, but for some reason, we won't talk about that today, but for some reason you got away with. Well, yes, I mean, I would sort of agree. I mean, to be honest, if it wasn't for the fact that it's me who won this, who became this millionaire, I would say it would be very wrong. I mean, it's kind of a bad system. For some reason, this country lets these people do this. I mean, I am one of the people, but still, it still just does seem a bit odd to me, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, so, well, that's all for what we have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and, if not, well, you know, it's we're testing it out, so, yeah, this is, the show. If Politicians Do Not Lie is a Smithco original podcast brought to you by Smithco, published by Smithco, produced by Smithco, edited by Smithco, and voiced by Smithco. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of If Politicians Do Not Lie, published onto the Smithco YouTube channel, copyright 2021. Thank you for listening.